The vast emptiness of space stretched out like an infinite black canvas, punctuated by distant pinpricks of starlight. Deep within an uncharted sector of the galaxy, a massive alien fleet drifted in silent desperation. What had once been a proud expedition of exploration and discovery now hung motionless, its advanced technology rendered useless by an inexplicable phenomenon. Jack Roberts sat in the dimly lit monitoring station, his eyes fixed on the array of screens that tracked the endless whispers of deep space. The night shift at the International Space Communications Center was usually quiet, filled with nothing more than the soft hum of sophisticated equipment and the occasional background noise of distant radio signals. But tonight was different. A faint, almost imperceptible signal flickered across one of the screens. Most would have dismissed it as cosmic interference or a random burst of background radiation. But Jack Roberts was not most people. With 15 years of experience in deep space communication, he had developed an instinct for anomalies. His fingers danced across the keyboard, isolating the signal and running it through a series of sophisticated filters. The more he analyzed it, the more unusual it became. The signal carried a complexity that spoke of intelligence, but not like anything he had ever seen before. "Computer, run comprehensive analysis," Jack muttered, leaning closer to the screen. The computer hummed to life, its algorithms dissecting every microscopic detail of the transmission. Minutes passed like hours. Jack's coffee grew cold, forgotten beside him as his entire focus narrowed to the mysterious signal. Suddenly, a series of holographic displays erupted around his workstation. Fragments of data began to take shape: geometric patterns, quantum-level encryption, and what appeared to be fragmented distress coordinates. This was no random burst of energy. This was a cry for help. Jack's heart raced. He realized he was looking at something extraordinary, a communication from an alien civilization in dire straits. The signal told a fragmented story. A massive exploration fleet, comprised of vessels far more advanced than anything humanity had ever conceived, had been caught in an unprecedented quantum interference field. Their technology, which relied on complex quantum entanglement for propulsion and communication, had been completely neutralized. Imagine a fleet of ships so advanced that they could traverse entire star systems in what would feel like moments to human perception. Now imagine those same ships reduced to lifeless hulks, suspended in the cold void of space, their crews trapped and slowly losing hope. Jack's fingers flew across the communication console, initiating emergency protocols. This was far beyond a standard report. This was a potential first contact scenario, a moment that could change humanity's understanding of the universe forever. Within minutes, alarms began to sound throughout the International Space Communications Center. Supervisors rushed to Jack's station, their initial skepticism quickly giving way to a mixture of excitement and profound concern. "Verify the source," demanded Dr. Elena Reyes, the head of Deep Space Communications. Her sharp eyes scanned the data streaming across the screens. Jack's voice was steady, almost reverent. "The signal originates from a sector approximately 3.7 million light-years from Earth. It's a distress call, but unlike anything in our database. The technological complexity is unprecedented." The room buzzed with a nervous energy. First contact scenarios have been theorized, debated, and prepared for, but no one truly expected it to happen during their lifetime. And certainly not like this, a desperate plea for help from a stranded alien fleet. As dawn broke outside the facility, the wheels of human response began to turn. Military strategists, scientists, diplomats, and space exploration experts were being summoned. The mysterious signal would soon draw the attention of the entire planet. Humanity stood on the precipice of its greatest adventure, and it all started with a faint signal, detected by a dedicated communication analyst during a quiet night shift. The global headquarters of the United Space Council buzzed with an energy unlike anything in recent memory. What had begun as a routine emergency meeting had transformed into a pivotal moment in human history. Large screens displayed the mysterious alien signal from every possible angle, analysts working frantically to decode its secrets. Commander Elena Martinez stood at the center of the room, her presence commanding attention. She was a veteran of deep space missions, with a reputation for calm decision-making under the most extreme circumstances. Her dark eyes scanned the room, taking in the mix of excitement, fear, and pure scientific curiosity that filled the space. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, her voice cutting through the background noise, "we have a unique situation. This is not just another space exploration challenge. This is a potential first contact scenario with significant implications." The room fell silent. Dr. Robert Wilson, the lead quantum physicist, stepped forward. His presentation began with a detailed breakdown of the alien signal. Complex holographic projections show the intricate quantum patterns that had been detected. "The signal suggests a technological civilization far beyond our current understanding," he explained. "These ships are trapped in a quantum interference field that has completely neutralized their propulsion and communication systems." Arguments erupted around the room. Some military advisors saw the situation as a potential threat. What if this was an elaborate trap? What if the alien civilization was hostile? Others, particularly the scientific community, saw an unprecedented opportunity for discovery and potential cooperation. The debate raged for hours. Political representatives from different countries weighed in, each with their own perspective. The United Nations Space Committee was called into an emergency session. News of the potential alien contact had already begun to leak to the global media, creating a storm of speculation and excitement. "We cannot ignore a distress call," Elena argued passionately. "Regardless of the potential risks, we have a moral obligation to investigate. These are sentient beings in desperate need of help." Her words carried weight. Elena Martinez was not just a commander. She was a symbol of humanity's best qualities. Her previous missions had demonstrated an extraordinary ability to navigate complex international and interstellar challenges. The decision was surprisingly quick. A rescue mission would be prepared, using humanity's most advanced experimental vessel, the ISS Horizon, a ship that had been developed in secret over the past decade, would be the perfect candidate for this unprecedented mission. The ship represented the pinnacle of human engineering. Developed through a collaborative international effort, it incorporated breakthrough technologies in quantum navigation, adaptive shielding, and experimental propulsion systems. What made the Horizon truly unique was its modular design, allowing it to adapt to unforeseen challenges. A specialized team was quickly assembled. They represented the best of human expertise: quantum physicists, communication specialists, medical experts, and seasoned space explorers. Each member had been chosen not just for their technical skills, but for their ability to think creatively and work under extreme pressure. Dr. Maya Patel, the mission's lead scientist, worked tirelessly to develop preliminary communication protocols. "We're dealing with an entirely unknown civilization," she explained during the team's first briefing. "Our primary goal is to understand, to communicate, and to help." The preparation was intense. Massive resources were redirected. Space agencies from around the world pooled their knowledge and technology. Universities and research centers worked around the clock, analyzing every fragment of the alien signal. As the ISS Horizon was prepared for launch, the world watched with bated breath. This was more than a rescue mission. This was humanity's first real opportunity to reach beyond its own solar system and make contact with an alien civilization. In mission control, Elena Martinez reviewed the final mission parameters. The risk was enormous, but the potential reward was beyond imagination. Humanity was about to take its first real step into a larger universe. The countdown began. Millions around the world would be watching, hoping, praying. The ISS Horizon stood ready, a beacon of human hope and determination, prepared to venture into the unknown. The ISS Horizon glided through the darkness of space, a marvel of human engineering cutting a silent path through the infinite void. Inside the ship, the crew moved with a purposeful precision that spoke of years of training and preparation. Commander Elena Martinez stood on the bridge, her eyes fixed on the holographic star maps that surrounded her. The ship had been traveling for weeks, each passing day bringing them closer to the mysterious alien fleet. The initial excitement had given way to a focused determination that permeated every deck and corridor. Dr. Maya Patel worked tirelessly in the research laboratory, her team constantly analyzing the fragments of the alien signal. "We're dealing with something completely unprecedented," she told her colleagues during a morning briefing. "The quantum interference that disabled the alien fleet is unlike anything in our current scientific understanding." The ship's systems were pushed to their limits. The experimental quantum navigation technology was working overtime, calculating and recalculating their course through uncharted space. Engineers like Mark Rodriguez spent countless hours monitoring the complex systems, making minute adjustments to keep the horizon on its precise trajectory. Life aboard the ship settled into a unique rhythm. The crew knew they were part of something extraordinary. Every member, from the junior communications specialist to the senior medical officer, understood the weight of their mission. They were humanity's first true ambassadors to an alien civilization. Challenges emerged quickly. 3 weeks into the journey, the ship encountered an unexpected spatial anomaly. Quantum fluctuations began to interfere with their navigation systems, creating moments of intense uncertainty. "We're losing quantum lock," reported Alex Chen, the lead navigation officer. His fingers flew across the holographic control panel, working to stabilize their course. Elena watched carefully. This was exactly the kind of challenge they had trained for. "Adaptive protocol," she commanded. "Redistribute quantum stabilizers to compensate for the anomaly." The crew moved with a practiced efficiency. It was a testament to human adaptability. Where another system might have failed, they found a creative solution. The ship's modular design allowed for rapid reconfiguration, a unique feature that set the Horizon apart from traditional space vessels. Psychological challenges were just as significant as the technical ones. The crew was isolated, millions of light years from home, carrying the hopes of an entire planet. Dr. Linda Garcia, the mission psychologist, monitored the team closely. Group dynamics, stress levels, and individual mental health became as critical as the ship's mechanical systems. Unexpected moments of connection happened during the long journey. In the ship's common area, crew members shared stories, played impromptu games, and found ways to maintain their humanity in the cold vastness of space. Movie nights became a tradition, with the crew gathering to watch classic films that reminded them of home. Mark Rodriguez discovered an innovative solution to a persistent power distribution problem during one such movie night. Inspiration struck him while watching an old science fiction film, leading to a breakthrough that improved the ship's energy efficiency by 12%. As they drew closer to the alien fleet's last known coordinates, tension began to build. The initial signal had been fragmented, providing only minimal information about the stranded ships. What would they find? Would the alien fleet still be intact? Could they be saved? Dr. Patel's team made a breakthrough 2 months into the journey. By carefully reassembling the quantum signal fragments, they began to understand more about the alien fleet's technology. It was both familiar and completely alien, advanced in ways that challenged human understanding of physics. "They're using a form of quantum entanglement we've only theorized about," Maya explained during a briefing. "Their propulsion system doesn't just move through space. It essentially folds space around the ship." The discovery was mind-blowing. Humanity was about to learn technologies that could revolutionize space exploration forever. As the Horizon approached the coordinates of the distress signal, the crew prepared for the most important moment of their lives. They were no longer just a rescue mission. They were about to become the first humans to make direct contact with an alien civilization. The universe waited, silent and vast, holding its breath. The moment of first contact arrived with a silence more profound than any sound could ever be. The ISS Horizon emerged from its final quantum jump, and there they were, the alien fleet, Massive ships hung motionless in space, their once gleaming surfaces now dulled and lifeless, like ancient monuments suspended in an endless night. Commander Elena Martinez felt a chill run down her spine. Decades of space exploration and training had prepared her for many scenarios, but nothing could truly prepare a human for this moment. "Scanning for life signs," reported Alex Chen, his voice tight with concentration. The ship's advanced sensors worked overtime, penetrating the quantum interference that had initially trapped the alien fleet. Slowly, data began to populate the holographic displays. The readings were complex, unlike any biological signatures humans had ever encountered. "Multiple life forms detected," Dr. Linda Garcia called out, "but their vital signatures are different, compressed, almost frozen in time." Dr. Maya Patil leaned forward, her scientific curiosity overriding any fear. "The quantum interference has essentially suspended their biological processes. They're alive, but not functioning in any way we would traditionally understand." Communication was the first challenge. The alien ships showed no response to traditional communication protocols. No radio waves, no light signals, no recognizable form of contact. It was as if the entire fleet existed in a state between existence and non-existence. "Prepare communication module," Elena commanded. "We'll try every approach we've developed." The crew worked with a mix of excitement and apprehension. They had trained for first contact scenarios, but those were theoretical exercises. This was real. This was happening. Mark Rodriguez, the ship's lead engineer, developed an innovative approach. Using the quantum signal fragments they had decoded during their journey, he created a unique communication algorithm. It was a long shot, attempting to communicate using principles of quantum entanglement that were barely understood. Hours passed. The Horizon maintained a careful distance from the alien fleet, observing, analyzing, waiting. Then something happened. A faint signal began to pulse from one of the alien vessels. It was weak, almost imperceptible, but it was there. The communication module lit up with a complex series of geometric patterns, a language beyond words, beyond sound, beyond traditional communication. "It's responding," Maya whispered, her voice a mixture of awe and scientific excitement. The signal told a story of desperation. The alien fleet had been on a critical mission, exploring a region of space that pushed the boundaries of their understanding. They had encountered a quantum anomaly that was beyond their technological capabilities to overcome. Their civilization was ancient, far more advanced than humanity in many technological aspects, but they had a critical weakness, a reliance on highly specialized quantum technologies that, while incredibly powerful, were also incredibly fragile. Elena realized they were looking at a fundamental difference between human and alien approaches to technology. Where the aliens had created extremely specialized systems, humans had developed adaptable, modular technologies that could be reconfigured on the fly. "We might be able to help them," Maya said, her mind racing with possibilities. "Their quantum suspension isn't total. They're trapped, but not destroyed." The alien signal continued to pulse, now carrying more complex information. It was a plea, a hope, a desperate reach across the vast emptiness of space. Humanity had been called, and they had answered. As the Horizon's crew worked to understand the alien communication, they knew they were witnessing a moment that would change everything. This was more than a rescue mission. This was a meeting of civilizations, a moment that would redefine humanity's place in the universe. The first contact had begun. The next 48 hours would become legendary in the history of human space exploration. What began as a rescue mission transformed into the most complex problem-solving challenge humanity had ever encountered. Mark Rodriguez worked tirelessly in the ship's engineering bay, surrounded by holographic displays and experimental quantum stabilization equipment. His team had been analyzing the alien fleet's quantum interference problem for hours, breaking down the complex phenomenon layer by layer. "It's like a quantum freeze," Maya explained during a critical meeting. "The aliens' technology has been trapped in a state of quantum superposition. They're simultaneously existing and not existing. Commander Elena Martinez listened intently. The solution would require something uniquely human, a combination of creative thinking, adaptability, and willingness to take calculated risks. The alien communication had provided crucial insights. Their quantum propulsion system relied on an extremely precise balance of quantum states. The interference had created a kind of quantum knot, preventing the ships from functioning. To the alien civilization, this was an unsolvable problem. Their technology was too specialized, too rigid to adapt. But humans were different. Mark's breakthrough came from an unexpected source. During a late-night discussion, Dr. Linda Garcia had shared a story about psychological resilience, how human minds could adapt to extreme situations. It sparked an idea in Mark's engineering brain. "We don't need to solve the entire quantum interference," he announced to the team. "We just need to create localized quantum disruption points that will unravel the interference." The plan was audacious. Using the Horizon's experimental quantum stabilization technology, they would create a series of precise quantum pulses. Each pulse would be carefully calculated to interact with the alien ship's quantum field, gradually breaking down the interference. It was like untangling an impossibly complex knot, but with quantum mechanics instead of physical manipulation. The first attempt was nerve-wracking. One wrong move could potentially destroy the alien ships or make their situation worse. The entire crew watched in tense silence as Mark initiated the quantum disruption sequence. Nothing happened. Then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, changes began to occur. One of the alien ships showed the slightest hint of movement. Its dulled surface began to shimmer, quantum states slowly resolving from their frozen condition. "It's working," Maya whispered, her eyes wide with disbelief. The process was not quick. Each quantum pulse required precise calculations, constant monitoring, and immediate adjustments. The human crew worked in perfect synchronization, each member contributing their unique skills. Alex Chen managed the navigation, making microscopic adjustments to the Horizon's position. Dr. Linda Garcia monitored the psychological impact on both human and alien systems. Maya continued analyzing the quantum data, providing critical insights for each new pulse. Hours turned into days. Slowly, the alien fleet began to come back to life. Their quantum-suspended systems started to reboot, like a massive machine awakening from a deep sleep. The aliens began to communicate more clearly. Their initial messages were filled with confusion, then hope, and finally, something approaching gratitude. Humanity had done what their own civilization considered impossible. What made humans unique was not just their technology, but their approach to problem-solving. Where the alien civilization saw a fixed, unchangeable quantum trap, humans saw a challenge to be solved creatively. "We didn't just rescue them," Elena realized during a quiet moment. "We showed them an entirely different way of thinking about technology and problem-solving." As the last of the alien ships began to regain full functionality, the crew of the Horizon knew they had achieved something extraordinary. They had not just saved an alien fleet, they had potentially changed the course of two civilizations' understanding of technology and adaptation. The universe watched, silent and amazed. The aftermath of the rescue was nothing like anyone had expected. As the alien fleet slowly returned to full functionality, a complex dance of communication and understanding began to unfold. Commander Elena Martinez found herself in the most unusual diplomatic situation in human history. The alien leaders, being so different from humans that communication was a constant challenge, began to share the true purpose of their mission. Their fleet had been exploring a critically important region of space. What humans were about to learn would change everything they understood about the universe. Dr. Maya Patel worked alongside the alien scientists, bridging the gap between two fundamentally different approaches to understanding reality. Their communication was a mix of advanced quantum signaling, holographic representations, and careful translations. The story they revealed was both terrifying and fascinating. The alien civilization was part of a vast network of spacefaring cultures. They were explorers, but also guardians. The region of space they had been investigating contained something extraordinary, a cosmic anomaly that threatened the stability of entire star systems. It's more than just a spatial phenomenon. One of the alien leaders communicated through their complex quantum language. It's a potential threat to multiple civilizations. Mark Rodriguez listened carefully as the technical details emerged. The anomaly was unlike anything humans had ever conceived. It was a region of space where the fundamental laws of physics began to break down. Quantum mechanics, gravity, even the basic understanding of time, all became unpredictable and dangerous. The alien fleet had been sent to study this anomaly, to understand its nature, and potentially find a way to prevent its expansion. But they had been caught in a quantum trap that their own technology could not resolve. Humanity's rescue was more than just saving our ships, the alien leader explained. You've potentially saved multiple civilizations from a future threat. The implications were staggering. Humanity had not just performed a rescue mission. They had proven themselves to be a civilization with unique problem-solving capabilities that set them apart from other spacefaring cultures. Dr. Linda Garcia noticed something fascinating during these interactions. The aliens were beginning to look at humans differently. Where they had once seen a young, primitive civilization, they now saw potential. They saw adaptability. They saw hope. The technology exchange began cautiously. The aliens shared fragments of their understanding of the cosmic anomaly. In return, they were fascinated by human ingenuity. The ability to solve problems through creative thinking rather than purely technological means. Alex Chen discovered that the quantum interference technique they had used to rescue the fleet could have broader applications. It was a method of problem-solving that the aliens had never considered, working with the problem instead of trying to overcome it completely. As days passed, the two civilizations began to understand each other. The alien fleet was no longer just a group of stranded ships. They had become something else, a bridge between humanity and a larger galactic community. The quantum anomaly remained a critical concern. The aliens shared star charts, scientific data, and complex quantum recordings that showed the potential danger. Humanity was being invited to join a larger conversation about cosmic survival. We have observed many civilizations, the alien leader communicated. Most fail when faced with challenges beyond their current understanding. You are different. Elena understood the true meaning behind those words. Humanity's strength was not in advanced technology, but in its ability to adapt, to think creatively, to see solutions where others saw only problems. As the Horizon prepared to begin the journey back to Earth, everyone knew this was more than a successful rescue mission. This was first contact. This was humanity's introduction to a much larger universe. The stars seemed to shine a little brighter, holding secrets yet to be discovered. The journey back to Earth was unlike any space mission in human history. The IS Horizon carried more than just its original crew. It now hosted alien observers, scientific equipment beyond human understanding, and the weight of a momentous first contact. Commander Elena Martinez stood on the bridge, watching the stars streak by. Everything had changed. Humanity was no longer alone in the universe, and they had proven themselves to be more than just another young civilization. The alien technology shared during the return journey was mind-blowing. Small quantum communication devices that could transmit information across impossible distances, adaptive shielding technologies that could protect entire planetary systems, insights into cosmic phenomena that would revolutionize human scientific understanding. Dr. Maya Patel worked tirelessly, documenting every piece of information. This is more than just technological exchange, she told her colleagues. This is a complete reshaping of human knowledge. Mark Rodriguez was particularly excited about the quantum stabilization techniques they had developed during the rescue. The method they had created to free the alien fleet was something entirely new. A hybrid approach that combined human creativity with advanced scientific understanding. As they approached the solar system, preparations were already underway on Earth. The Global Space Council had been working nonstop, preparing for the Horizon's return, This was not just a space mission anymore. This was humanity's first real step into a larger galactic community. The media frenzy was unprecedented. Every news channel, every communication network was focused on the returning ship. Billions of people around the world waited to hear about the mission, about the aliens, about what had happened millions of light years away. When the Horizon finally entered Earth's orbit, the world seemed to hold its breath. The first press conference was a carefully managed event. Elena Martinez, Maya Patel, and the alien representatives stood together, bridging two civilizations. The aliens were unlike anything humans had imagined, their form shifting and changing, communicating through complex quantum signals that were translated in real time. "We were rescued," the alien leader communicated, "not just by a ship, but by a way of thinking. Humanity's ability to adapt, to see beyond fixed technological solutions, is unique in our experience." The scientific community was overwhelmed. Universities around the world began preparing new research programs. The quantum interference resolution technique developed by the Horizon's crew became an instant field of study. Schools started developing new curriculums that emphasized creative problem-solving and adaptability. Governments began to reshape their approach to space exploration. The alien fleet had shared information about the cosmic anomaly, a potential threat that required collective action. Humanity was being invited to join a larger galactic defense network. Dr. Linda Garcia's psychological research became crucial. Her studies on human adaptability and problem-solving became a key text in understanding what made humans unique among spacefaring civilizations. Alex Chen found himself at the center of a new field of quantum navigation. The techniques they had developed during the mission opened up entirely new possibilities for space travel. The most significant change was philosophical. Humanity realized it was part of something much larger. The universe was not just a place to be explored, but a complex system that required creativity, collaboration, and innovative thinking. Months after their return, the crew of the Horizon became global heroes. But they knew the real victory was not about individual recognition. It was about what humanity had proven to themselves and to the universe. They had shown that when faced with an impossible challenge, humans could find a way. They could adapt. They could solve problems that seemed unsolvable. As night fell on Earth, people looked up at the stars differently. No longer were they just points of light. They were possibilities. They were invitations. The universe had called, and humanity had answered.